We should mention another area of the National Weather Service is going to be taking a look at is over in Calhoun County at the Battle Creek area. 13 on your side's Deja Barrett live there with a look at the damage. Deja, I know you just got there not too long ago. You've been in Kalamazoo. You've made it to a family's yard where it does look like they do have some tree damage there. So what are you seeing this morning there?
Yeah, Tanner, good morning. So yeah, coming from Kalamazoo to here, same very similar view on down trees, power lines. And we were, again, just traveling in, and on our way in, we did, of course, notice where power seemed to be out along that route. Gas stations, several that we passed, were not lit up. A lot of folks still commuting, navigating through the area. But we're going to show you what we saw. We're on Wellington off Collier, a very busy street here in Battle Creek, and a home. We noticed the children's play area, and then this massive tree here that's blocking Collier Avenue. Of course, no traffic in, no traffic out. Both sides are taped off. Just a massive tree that has gone down after those strong storms swept through. Matt is giving us a really good look at this tree just uprooted here in the backside, the backyard of this home, just feet away from the children's play area. I mean, just a massive look at how powerful these winds were overnight into the morning. Now also, this is just one tree in this area, Tanner, right next door, and it's going into the neighbors. Another tree uprooted just like this first one we're seeing right here. Massive roots coming out of the ground. Just looks like it was just tipped over, but it just again shows how strong those winds are. And of course, we are on Wellington, this road completely blocked off, and I'm seeing some of the rescue crews making their way around, assessing the damage, checking out the area, the residents and families here. Now the family, I did speak to them, got permission to be on property, and they said they're without power this morning, but they are doing okay. The children are good, and of course they're assessing the damage. Again, this view very similar to Kalamazoo, where we were all morning long, and there I spoke with a homeowner where a large tree snapped right in his backyard, and he talks about what he experienced with those storms overnight. Tell us about what you've experienced, the slew of storms overnight into this morning. You're waking up without power.
Yeah, well, of course, the power went out right when the Westnedge tree fell over. And I don't remember exactly, I think 10:50, 11 o'clock. We had our head out the window at this front window here, just feeling the storm, seeing what was going on, and may have actually been there when that fell, but I'm not really sure. I didn't see it. Somebody else in the house was saying, look, 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 and I couldn't see it. And finally they took me to a window where I could see it. So, yeah, it was pretty intense to see the rain falling as hard and so forth.
Where were you, and what did you hear when this bad boy popped last night?
I think it was so fast and so quick that if I did hear it, it was just sort of a click, and right away, I contacted by text and Facebook Henry Seaban. Seaban is the man. He is the guy that comes to do our trees. He's taken care of our trees when we lived at a different spot in town, and we've had him come here too. So Seaban is the man. I'm sorry for getting that out, but we got to help the guy. He's going to be really busy today.
Seaban is the man. Maybe we got to find Seaban and talk to him a little bit. So I'm sure this is not your first tornado, severe storm, surge to go through, correct?
Yeah, we've been here a while, and we didn't get the actual notice that it was go into our sacred space to hide. So we stayed in where we are, but our safe space is right next to where we mainly stay. So it would have been very easy to just get into that spot.
Now, Deja, I know you were also in a different area of Kalamazoo. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I want to make sure we get to the other areas of Kalamazoo that were also very hard hit. You know, so that guy a little bit away from Westnedge Avenue, which is a huge thoroughfare through Kalamazoo there. You were on the corner of South and Westnedge, and we're taking a look at some video. Can you describe what you saw this morning?
Yeah, so on Westnedge, we were between Academy and South Street. That Westnedge road there, a very busy area, and we noticed a video you'll see here, a down power pole, just the top of that pole just hanging literally right in the middle of that street. And then another massive tree just tilt over next to a business structure. And now luckily for that tree, that would have been a similar scene here blocking that entire road. However, the power line holding that tree up, and of course a lot of traffic surprisingly on that area that morning. Not very clear to see, but once the sun came up, drivers were able to see that, hey, this is the area you need to slow down and be aware. Again, that Westnedge area between Academy and South was extremely busy, but that's where we saw the bulk of that debris and down power line there. And of course, residents there are waking up with no power, those street signals, street lights inoperable. So of course, that was the scene there. Crews started to get out to rope off that scene while drivers were flying through that area. And so that's what we were seeing this morning in Kalamazoo. And our Brian, the homeowner there, he was just off south down the way, so not too far. He actually mentioned that down tree hanging on that power line on Westnedge contributed to that massive widespread power outage in that area. So that's exactly what we saw there in Kalamazoo. Similar scene here in Battle Creek.
Yeah, Deja, I want to ask you just real quick while we have you. I know that, you know, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, they're right along that I-94 corridor. This is exactly where we saw the National Weather Service saying they were going to see this storm really pack a punch. Not only that, our meteorologists were also saying I-94 corridor is where we were going to see those storms pack a punch. When you were driving from Kalamazoo to Battle Creek this morning, what did that look like? Did you guys run into any roadblocks, or did you see extensive damage out there during your drive?
So Tana, yeah, talk about pack a punch. We did see off on the sides where, hey, this area looked like it was pretty banged up, but it looks like crews were out this morning, have been maybe since about 8 or 7. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like crews have been out to push some of that debris off the main roadways. And of course, us coming in M37, that main drag, it was actually clear. Not a whole lot. We got folks that were traveling extremely slow, but as far as like down trees or power lines, not really heavily on those main roads. But when you get to these side streets like Collier here, Wellington, these small roads, residential areas, we're still seeing a lot of those down trees, debris in the road, a lot of taping where the damage has been assessed, but it seems like, you know, it's on the list of things to get to here in Battle Creek. And I'm sure that's just the view widespread across this area. But again, those main roads coming into Battle Creek didn't look too bad, but these smaller roads, residential areas, a lot of work to be done as cleanup is well underway after those storms overnight.
All right, Deja Barrett reporting live in Battle Creek. We'll check in soon. Thank you, Deja. We appreciate it.